This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com. Hey, it's Conrad Thompson, and you're listening to Something to Wrestle with Bruce Prichard. Bruce, what's going on, man? How are you?
Conrad.
Yes, sir.
You know I don't have a whole lot of free time these days, right?
I've heard about that.
Yeah. Well, based on your recommendation,
right?
I watched that old Tekashi 6ix9ine thing.
Yeah, the supervillain documentary on Showtime.
That's time out of my life I will never get back.
Can you believe that actually was a thing? I have to admit, I was not all the way in the loop on Tekashi 6ix9ine and the spectacle that he made of himself and the whole story. I mean, I knew that he was a quote unquote rat, and I knew he was like a weird rapper, social media guy, but I didn't know just how crazy his story was. So you said, hey man, didn't you see a documentary that you thought would be pretty crazy? What was that again? And I shared it, but I can't believe you actually watched it.
Neither can I. Neither can I. You know, and as I sit here and I not reminisce, but I kind of just ponder on life's little questions and what have you, and Steven Tyler lyrics kind of run through my head just in general on a daily basis. Anyhow, you realize this is going to drop on April 2nd, correct?
What we're talking about right now? Yeah. WrestleMania 12, our something to wrestle. Yes.
Yeah. So then when this drops on April 3rd, I will have been married for 25 years.
Really? Well, congratulations.
Yeah. 25 years. And it makes me think of a time that when Vince was celebrating maybe his 35th wedding anniversary, or maybe 25. I don't fucking know. It was whatever it was. He said, Jerry, could you imagine being married to the same person for 25 or 30 years or whatever it was? And Jerry says, Vince, I couldn't imagine dating someone that was 25 or 30 years old, that old. So as I say all that, he couldn't imagine dating someone that old.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. That's a real Jerry Lawler joke. That's a Jerry Lawler line. That's a true actual statement from Jerry. I'm not busting on Jerry. I love Jerry. Me and Jerry be good. I find Jerry highly entertaining. But as I do when I'm sitting there today, you saw me, man. I was really not clean shaven. I basically grown myself a beard, and I said to myself, Self, I'm going to shave this motherfucker off. I'm going to shave, and I'm going to just shave clean and all that good shit.
Wait, are you getting armpits and chest and sack meat and the whole deal?
No, it's just my facial area.
Okay. Got it.
Now, see, you won't be able to relate to this because you don't shave.
Well, I mean, I do above and below the beard, but yeah, I'm with you.
Okay, well then come with me on this little journey for a second. I'm ready. You're shaving above and below. You probably keep your shave cream and your razor in the same area, correct?
Dr. Carver's shave butter, slicker than something on a gold tooth, according to Jim Cornette.
That's exactly what I use as well.
There you go.
But you probably keep your shave butter and your razor right next to each other in the same place, same time, all the time?
All the time.
All the time. Well, imagine the goddamn shock of going in and I'm ready to shave. Now, I haven't shaved in like 2 weeks or whatever it was.
Right.
But there's my shave butter up there, and I go to find my razor. I can't find my goddamn razor because someone had arbitrarily gone into my goddamn shelves and moved my goddamn razor.
Why are you cussing Stephanie like this?
Didn't cuss Stephanie. I said someone.
Okay.
But damn it, Stephanie had gone into my shelves and moved my razor for some reason. And I couldn't find it, and then I found it, but it like I've got the clippers too, so like when you want to like clean up your goatee and shit and everything, and just, those two. So I have a little bag for that, and I keep it all in the bag. It's a peanut little thing, right?
Right.
And on top of that was shoved another clippers that I think, anyway, and I just had to ask, why? Why did you have to take this other clippers and put it in my clipper bag that I use? And with some wires and other shit and put it up back in there. And why did you have to move my razor? And there's no reason. And then she says to me, well, the cleaning people were coming and I didn't want them to touch it. I said, but there was nowhere. They don't touch my shelves. Just why, Conrad? Why? Why does these things have to set me off and just be able to put me into a place that is just goddamn unfair?
You know what's interesting about that too is the statement you were given was, I didn't want the cleaning people to move your stuff, so I did.
Yeah.
Like, isn't that the same thing? Like, oh, I'm trying to avoid this happening. So to make sure it didn't happen, I did it.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Well, it's like, my grandfather told me once, he was married to my grandmother.
What did Grandpa Thompson tell you?
It was Big Daddy Jones.
Oh, it's Big Daddy Jones on the other side. Okay.
Not the other side of the pond who will never get in the Hall of Fame. A different Big Daddy, the Jones one here in Alabama. He divorced my grandmother after many, many years of marriage. And I asked why that was. Like, how are you married all these years, decades, and then you get divorced? And he said, son, I came to realize one day that, if I'd have just shot her instead of getting married, I'd have been a free man by now. But yeah, here I am still in this same hell pattern. Don't ever get married. And of course I listened real good. So 3 years ago I got married, and that has not been my experience, but it sounds like from the way you're describing things are going to change in my life one day.
Yeah. Things are going to change in your life one day, but look, that doesn't outweigh the wonderful 25 years that I have had being married to the same woman and the mother of my children, whom I love absolutely dearly and all that good shit. But God bless America. So, leave my fucking razor on the goddamn razor shelf.
So this is where we are. You got razor heat.
Yeah.
Let me just ask though.
I got razor heat. I got Takahashi, Yoshi, Gizabudu, and fucking Tokyo Dome heat. Could you imagine if that motherfucker ever worked the Tokyo Dome?
I don't know how we got to this place, so I'll just
Takahashi
6ix9ine.
Yeah, him.
Yeah.
Did he ever work Tokyo Dome?
I don't know, but he was probably over there. He was over everywhere else. It's pretty.
You see, that's a scary state.
That's what I'm saying.
Society.
It's hard to imagine that was a thing. I was shocked that this was a thing, and it was like not something I was aware of. So I'm glad you actually. Hey, I am curious. Is this like what our show is now? I mean, I was hoping we'd talk about WrestleMania 12, but I feel like you just went on like an old man yells at clouds rant about a shave kit.
Well, Conrad, they got everything up in the cloud. If you don't yell at the cloud, then who the hell is going to hear you? That's
actually the most sound reason I've ever heard for being the guy who yells at the clouds in the sky. That everything's in the cloud these days.
It is. It's all up in the cloud. Where's that? Anyway, I lost these pictures. No, they're up in the cloud. Well, I really would like to see that. It's up in the cloud. What happened to my fucking razor? It's up in the cloud. Everything's in the goddamn cloud. So if you don't yell at the cloud, how the fuck is the cloud going to know that you're pissed off?
That's fair.
See, you just looked up to the clouds. Just then you looked up to the fucking clouds because you know that that's true.
You ready to talk about WrestleMania?
Correct me if I'm wrong.
I agree with everything you're saying, Bruce. I don't think you and I have ever had a disagreement on these shows. By the way,
good point.
What was the feedback you got from last week's show where we were sort of all over the place doing a little rapid fire Q&A? I got some pretty good feedback. I think the two things that people enjoyed the most, I've already had multiple requests for. Hey, you guys need to animate the story, the what if of Vince McMahon on The Price is Right. That seems like that could be fun. And they really liked the pickle story from last week. The way you really stretched it, told the whole car rental story, and pickles were everywhere. That could be fun.
It wasn't stretching it. That was how it all happened.
I'm not
arguing. In the awkward ride with a complete stranger who I had just paid him in cash half of his rental car fee just to get to the Conradison. that has its own chauffeur service.
Oh,
You
my
could have just
gosh.
called, one of your chauffeurs, Clint from Hershey or something, could have come and got me.
Clint doesn't have a driver's license.
I guess he don't drive at night on Mondays.
Clint doesn't have a driver's license. Clint's a ride catcher. He's a ride share guy.
Oh yeah?
That's becoming a thing with the kids these days. Like both Megan and I's kids, when they turned 16, neither one were like racing to go get their license. They're both like, "No, we're good," which is kind of weird.
And that bothered me.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Well, what do you attribute that to?
Complacency. I don't get it. I wanted to get my license on my 16th birthday so I could fly and be free. Fly, be free. That's from Mark and Mindy when Mark discovered all the eggs and so eggs up in the air. Fly, be free. Chest fly. Okay, some of our older fans will get that.
Yeah,
you have no idea what I'm talking about.
No, but John Paul Shellnut does. He's your age, so he knows.
He's older. Shit, he's like 709.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.